Alright guys, we're back and we're on episode 41 of Card Sharks. Well, Brandon has $52,000 at the moment. And he's playing against another good friend of mine from Baltimore, Maryland. It's Steve Kabrowski. How you doing, Steve?
Doing just fine, thank you.
You ready to go ahead and do your battle against Brandon?
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, known him for a good while, and he's back with a vengeance, so let's see how this fight will go.
Well, let's get this game, settled and decided, and let's get on, as Mills Lane would say, okay?
Let's get it on.
Yes. The first game is worth $1,000, and we'll start with you with the questioning, Brandon.
Okay.
Brandon, we asked 100 first grade children, have you ever stayed up until midnight? How many first graders said yes, they stayed up until midnight?
First grader. I don't think their bodies would be ready to stay up that late yet. But so I'm going to have to say 27.
Going 27. Okay, what do you think, Steve? Higher or lower than 27?
That's a pretty good guess, but I'm going to say it's going to be just a little bit higher.
A little higher. Okay, let's check it out. The actual number of first graders that say yes, they did stay up until midnight is 51. It is high. Yes, sir. All right, Steve, you have a card of a 10. You can play it or change it.
Change that card, please.
Okay, the 10 becomes a 6.
Okay, higher.
Higher than a 6. It's a 7.
Freeze right there.
Freezing on a 7. Keeping Brandon away from his cards. And this is your question, Steve. Steve, we asked 100 millionaires, have you ever thought that a woman was interested in you just for your money? How many millionaires say yes, the women was interested in them because of their money?
I think that that number is going to be somewhere around 63.
Going 63. Okay, Brandon, higher or lower than 63?
If they're interested in them just because of their money, they're very shallow, so I'm going to say lower.
Oh, you know about that, huh? Well, let's see if you're right, Brandon. The actual number of millionaires say yes, that the women were interested in them just because of their money is 35. Yes, sir, you're right. It is lower. Brandon, you have a 5 showing. What do you want to do with that 5?
Change it.
Okay, he's going to change it. The 5 becomes a 10.
Lower.
Lower than a 10. It's a 7.
Freeze.
Okay, keeping Steve away from his cards, and this is your question, Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 third graders in Ohio, has your mom ever told a lie? How many third graders said yes, that the mom has told a lie?
I'm going to go 67.
Going 67, okay. Steve, is that number higher or lower than 67?
I think that that old saying, honesty is the best policy, and I think that should be lower.
Lower, okay. The actual number of third graders that said that their mom has told a lie is 24. It is lower, yes. All right. Okay, and without hesitation, once that 7 change, the 7 becomes a 9.
All right, lower.
Lower than a 9. It's a 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. It's a king.
Lower.
For the first game at $1,000, lower than a king. Yes, sir, Steve. Okay, you got $1,000, Steve, and we're going on to our second game. And this game is worth $2,000, and we're going to start with you this time, Steve.
Okay.
All right, Steve. We asked 100 first grade children in Southern California, do you think your parents are old? How many first graders said yes, that their parents are old?
Well, I don't know about that one, because I think that I don't think it's going to be that much, though. In my opinion, I think it's going to be about 38.
Going 38. Brandon, higher or lower than 38, sir?
I'm gonna go higher.
Going higher. All right, let's check it out. The actual number of first grade children in Southern California that said that their parents are old is 22. Is not higher, is lower. Okay, Steve, you have a 2 showing.
All right, keep it higher.
Higher than a 2. It's an 8.
Lower.
Lower than an 8. It's a 9.
Freeze.
He's freezing, keeping Brandon away from his cards. And this question goes to you, Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 fifth grade children, who works harder, your mom or your dad? How many said that their mom works harder?
I'm gonna go with 55.
Is this, you said 55, 5?
5, yes.
Okay, 55. Okay. 55 fifth graders said that their mom works harder. Do you think that's higher or lower than 55, Steve?
I'm going to say, I could be wrong on this, but I'm going to say higher.
Going higher. Okay, let's check it out. The actual number of fifth grade children that said that their mom works harder is 45. Is not higher, is lower.
I know it. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Well, Brandon, you have a 10 showing.
A 10. I am going to change that.
Okay, the 10 becomes a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. It's a jack.
Lower.
Lower than a jack. No, it's a king. I'm sorry, Brandon. Free chance to you, Steve. You have to play off the 9.
Yeah, like last time. Lower.
Lower than a 9. It's a queen. I'm sorry.
Well.
Okay, we have our third question in this round, and this goes to you, Steve. Steve, we asked 100 police officers, do you ever feel guilty about giving a traffic ticket? How many said they do feel guilty?
I think they would feel a lot guilty if the person who gave it to them was a family member, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I think a lot of them would feel guilty, though, no matter who it was. But some probably would not. So I'm gonna say about let's say 44.
Going 44. Okay, is that higher or lower than 44, Brandon?
I'm gonna say higher.
Going higher. Okay, let's check it out. The actual number of police officers that said that they do feel guilty about giving a traffic ticket is 29. It is not higher. It is lower. All right, Steve, you have that 9 showing. What do you want to do with that 9?
Change that card.
The 9 becomes a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. It's a jack.
Lower.
All right, you'll be the new champion. It is lower than a jack. Nicely done, Steve.
Wow, good job. Good game, Brandon.
That was a great game. $3,000 for you, Steve. And you'll be going off to the money cards in a second. Well, Brandon, you have $52,000 and our congratulations, okay?
Thank you.
All right, well, let's go ahead and go to the money cards. Nicely done, Steve.
Thank you.
Let me bring the money cards up. I'm going to have to put the leaderboard on Card Sharks for Card Sharks on Facebook again. Alrighty, we share the screen. Share the window, and here we go. And if you're ready, Steve, let's do the money cards.
I can't wait to see what you do with these money cards. Let's get to it.
All right, Steve, you know how to play. Give me a number from 1 to 52, and we'll get this started.
Let's see if it works again. Lucky 13.
Going with 13. Once the cards come up, we'll give you $1,000. There it is. And for $1,000, your base card is a 2.
everything higher.
That's a good looking card. Everything higher than a 2 is a 7. You have $2,000 in a 7.
Change that with number 3, please.
Okay, he's going to change the card. The 7 becomes a 10. You have $2,000 in a 10.
$500 lower.
Okay, 500. Lower than a 10. It's a king. Good. You have $1,500 in a king.
All of it lower.
Okay. Everything lower than a king. There you go, 7. You have $3,000. We bring you up to the second level. And we give you another $1,000, and you're up to $4,000, and you have a 7 now.
Change it with number 1, please.
Okay, he's going to change it with number 1. The 7 becomes a 9. 4,000 and a 9.
$1,000 lower.
Okay, $1,000 lower than a 9. It's an 8. 5,000 and an 8.
That's a nasty card you're dealing with here.
Yeah.
Let's do $500 lower.
Okay, $500 lower than an 8. It's a 6. $5,500 in a 6.
I'm probably gonna regret this, but we'll say $5,000 higher.
Big bet on a 6. Let's hope this will pay off. $5,000 higher than 6. Yes, it's an 8. Well, Steve, I don't have to tell you what to do. You have $10,500. What are you going to do?
I'm definitely not changing it. I'm going all of it lower.
For $21,000 lower than an 8. Nicely done, Steve.
Yeah.
We're giving away a lot of money tonight. All right, with your $3,000 earlier, that brings your total to $24,000.
Right.
All right, and we're going to take another break, y'all. And when we come back, we'll do our final game of card charts tonight. Don't go away.